her generation is going to have to be able to ask really good questions, because she can find the answers to pretty much everything just by, hey Google, what's the scientific name of the Indian plum? Hey Google, how much does an adult black lab weigh? Hey Google, what is the chemical formula for photosynthesis? So she just has that, like at the touch of a button. And I guess I do too. I kind of didn't grow up with that like she will. But I just think that it's going to be increasingly more important that we're able to ask those really deep, complex, obscure, multifaceted questions in order to grow as a society. So, Jinx, what are some examples of some really good questions that you can't just Google? What's better for the environment? A cotton shirt or a recycled polyester shirt? How many Aztec warrior sacrifices does the god Quetzalcoatl need in order to maintain its corporeal form? Why is the sky blue? Okay, so that one you could probably Google. It's hard. It's hard to come up with questions that no one knows the answer to, and that are gonna that these questions that can really serve as true quests and journeys to things that we haven't discovered yet. So I've been teaching science for 8 years, and I really value student-driven research processes that allow students to take on the role of scientist and to be the scientist themselves. So that means I'm not giving them a step-by-step method. I'm not giving them a data sheet that has like how to collect their observations. I'm not even giving them a question. So I usually do like a focus topic. So maybe our focus topic will be how to filter stormwater runoff, or maybe our topic will be like capillary action or yeast and fermentation of yeast. And so then the students have to come up with, their own questions based on that topic. And sometimes it's really hard to come up with questions that go beyond, what happens if I water my seeds with Coca-Cola? I'm not just dissing on the Coca-Cola question, because, I feel like a lot of science teachers have that moment where students kind of fizzle out and they just ask these, I guess what we're calling these bad questions. But if you go deeper to that Coca-Cola question, it might end up being a really good one. So what is the effect of caffeine on the germination rate of seeds? Or how might high fructose corn syrup impact the growth habits of like a mustard seed? So those might be, I would consider, good questions, because they go a little bit deeper. They ask something that we might not actually have an answer to yet in society. But that's the goal of the scientist, is to really contribute to our understanding of the world in a deeper way that we don't have yet. So there's a question of, will these questions sustain us on a journey that is self-motivating, that doesn't have to be motivated by points or grades or deadlines, and that we can actually delve into for maybe months. And so the questions do have to, I think, be complex and interdisciplinary. So what is this whole thing about anyway? Questions as quests. It's about, I think, trying to tap into our own innate desire for understanding, for learning new things, for discovery. We want to nurture that innate love and help it to grow, and provide enough structure that there's, at least like a model or guidance, enough structure to innovate within, and defined rules so that when you break them, it's purposeful. But we don't want to structure it to death, or schoolify it too much, or make it a point game. Yeah, so it's really, I think it's going to be challenging, but also super rewarding if we can pull it off.